What is up, guys? Andrew No Excuses TV here, and today we're here to talk about a sleeping bag liner from Ignik that keeps you warm when it gets too cold. So recently, my son and I went to Colorado just at the beginning of Thanksgiving to take a big trip to get to the mountains. He's never been to the mountains, so we took him there primarily to have fun and then just try out the sleeping bag liner because we weren't going to get enough cold camping probably in Arkansas yet, and so we wanted to take it somewhere where we could try the sucker out and see how it would do well, and also see how well the tiger moth would do in the winter. So we're going to jump to what we're doing in Colorado, and then we'll come back and talk about it. All right, so we're in Estes Park. We're in Colorado. The actual campground is a Moraine Park. Man, my hair awesomely crazy. But anyway, we are in Moraine Campground at Estes Park in Colorado. Tonight, we're in our Texas Tiger Moth camper. Tonight it's supposed to get down to 16. Our sleeping bags have been in our, basically I have a carrier on top that kind of help free up space. They've been up there. They are cold, so I'm gonna pre-warm them first with the sleeping bag warmer from Ignik. I'm going to say this wrong every time, and I'll probably say it different every time. And then what we're going to do is once they get pre-warmed and they're really good to go, I'm going to slip and Xander will have the final one. We'll keep it on the low mode to keep it cool, keep it warm all night. So I'll show you what the setup looks like after we get it in his, and then we'll talk about it in the morning. Okay, so there's two modes that you can run this thing through. The first mode is like the low efficiency mode. That's with this little piece here. This automatically is really the only thing that comes with it when you buy it. And it just basically has it on the 80-degree mark, and your three temperature zones that we just showed you, the high, or I guess I'm showing you now, the high, medium, and low are only for duration. It's only for how long they're going to stay at that temperature. The high efficiency is a 12-volt adapter, and it can actually have more of a higher intensity of the heat. And the high, medium, and low stands for 120, 100, or 80 degrees. And it tells for how long, like the 100, like if you do the high, it lasts for like an hour. If you do the medium, it lasts for 4 hours at that hot temperature. And if you do the low, it lasts for 8 hours. And so the low efficiency is just duration, but high efficiency is doing higher temperatures and longer duration. We're going to use the high efficiency ones, the big deal ones, to warm up our sleeping bags. And then when I put it on Xander, we'll put it in the low efficiency for that longer time. So as you can see right here, we have Xander all lined up in the sleeping bag. The liner is pretty thin. It's like just a bed sheet, but it has the electric pads underneath your back and down at your feet. Now with Xander, it's the size for a standard sleeping bag. So with Xander, I had to scoot it up to make sure it was going to fit him. But once we pulled him up, make sure his feet was above the heating pad and his back was on the heating pad, he never had a single issue. We used the sleeping bag liner to kind of warm up our bags a little bit, and then for him, the entire night. So it got to about 14, I think about 14 or 12, and I was so worried about Xander complaining about how cold it was, but it was never an issue. I was pretty excited to be able to go and take it out and actually camp with it. But we used the 12-volt version, and so we had that giant adapter that kind of helped it pull a lot of electricity, but it had a lot of power to keep him warm. I don't think the only way that I think you could use the smaller one, is if you were using a little battery pack, because the length of the little charger was maybe 5-6 inches. It was extremely short, and so my assumption is that you would use it with like a battery pack, and it has a little pouch, probably battery pack in the pouch, maybe inside with you, so you can keep the battery warm so it doesn't get too cold. That's what I assume that's what it's for, and I do have one of those Goal Zero battery packs that we may take out just backpacking this winter, just by myself to retry it out and see how well it does without that big, nice 12-volt that you can get all the heat out of it. We had the 12-volt hooked up to our Texas Tiger Moth, and so we had solar, never had to worry about energy there. It pulled a lot of heat and made sure we never got cold, and we could put it on the high without any problems running down our battery too much. But like I said, if I was doing it by myself, probably the little battery pack. Xander had never had an issue. I probably already said this once, but I was probably worried the most about him getting too cold on the entire trip. I kind of overdressed him when we went hiking, and I got the sleeping bag liner for him. His sleeping bag was not rated very low, like 40s maybe, like 40s and 50s. that's kind of why I let him use it. My sleeping bag was rated like teens below 0. I never had an issue with that sucker, which I never reviewed, so I might need to review that. But anyway, the sleeping bag liner did amazing, and it's so small. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect when we got it. I knew it'd probably work well. I didn't know how big it would be, how thick, kind of how it would work. You basically put it in your sleeping bag, like a little inside sheet, like a little cocoon inside your cocoon. And when it gets heated, when you turn on the high, it gets hot. When you have the different temperatures, the different temperature ratings for how long it's going to last. When we had that lower range, that had like an 8-minute timer or 8-hour timer. The medium had about a 4-hour timer, 4 to 6, and then the other one had about a 1-hour timer. And there's a lot of power for a quick amount of time, so you definitely would have got heated. But we loved it, and so I'm kind of excited to take it just backpacking here in Arkansas, probably in January, February, when we finally get our cold months. Right now, just to give you an example, on Friday, which was December 10th, no, it's Thursday, December 10th, it was 70 degrees, and then Friday was about 73, and then on Tuesday, the high was like 40, and I think the high today was in the 40s and lows like in the 20s, so it ranges very, very much a lot in Arkansas. So we'll see how cold we'll get, and if we can get a real cold, like last year we got negative 15, I won't go out if we get, we'll see if we can get that one. I might go Tiger Moth and the Ignik sleeping bag liner. But if we can get some teens, get some real cold weather, I'll take the sucker out backpacking or just a short backpacking trip, camping trip, just in it, see how it works. So fully recommend it. If you look in the link down below, there's a link to the sleeping bag liner. It does an amazing job. They are planning, I think, having a new a rebrand or kind of relaunch with everything, hopefully in 2022. But as you know, with all of our brands that we're following, they're having a lot of supplier issues, shipping issues, just a bunch of technology, just a lot of stuff not being in stock because a lot of it you buy from China. And so, or even if not, nobody wants to work here in America right now. So if we can get all those things worked out, hopefully they get a new relaunch next year. Hopefully, if they do get a relaunch, we can try some of the new products. The sleeping bag, another sleeping bag liner that they're doing, or what I was really hoping to do is a heated blanket, so we could cover both me and Xander up with it, and maybe not take sleeping bags and stuff. So we'll see how that is. Great product. Excited to try it out more, but this one kind of week-long trip that we took was enough to let you know that it works, it does what it's supposed to. The longevity, you just have to keep trying it out and see when it quits working. Hopefully that's a never thing. So regardless, good product. Go check it out. Link's in. Link down below. Take you to the website. And even, yeah, pretty awesome. So check it out. Ignik sleeping bag liner. We'll see you in the next one.